You said you talked about Occupy Wall Street. I mean, we saw the movement erupt on the streets of New York in 2011. And then we saw, as you mentioned, the rise of Bernie Sanders, especially in 2015-16, and the resurgence of the Democratic Socialists of America, the DSA, and we saw its membership surge at that time. And then in 2018, we saw the emergence of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, or AOC as she's better known. And now we're seeing the Mamdani moment. What do these tell us really about the prospects for the American left in the Donald Trump era? I saw that you've called Mamdani's victory a continuation of the Nevada moment, referring to the time Sanders won in 2020 in the Democratic primaries. So can you elaborate?
Yeah, let's just start with that Nevada moment in the primary in Nevada. What was so, and people have forgotten about this moment because it was obscured by what immediately followed, which was the election of Joe Biden, the nomination of Joe Biden, and then, of course, COVID shutting everything down. But for this moment in Nevada, what you saw there was a coalition of much younger voters, working class, many of them Latino, working as housekeepers in the hotel industry, who really rallied behind this old white Jewish socialist guy who was originally from New York City. And that connection that was forged there really showed that democratic socialism could speak beyond the boundaries of identity, beyond the boundaries of native born versus immigrant. And then lastly, beyond generations. One of the most fantastic elements of that moment was the way in which these younger Latino voters really went and spoke to their parents and grandparents who were a little bit more skeptical, a little bit conservative, and persuaded them to vote for Bernie. We saw an extremely similar phenomenon here in New York City. Younger South Asian voters really, and South Asian voters make up an increasingly large part of the population. Many of them are students on my campus, City University, where I teach. And we saw them rally behind Mamdani, but more than that, talk to their families, talk to their extended networks. And it was really something. When you were out canvassing, you would see older Bangladeshi women also suddenly out, going door to door in neighborhoods that are called Little Bangladesh here in New York City. And so I think that cross-generational, cross-class, cross-immigrant, and cross-cultural alliance is something that the left has really been working on, for about 10 years. And it's amazing to see how it moves from city to city and gets
Right.
larger.
So in a way, is it fair to say that although the Democratic Party denied candidacy to Sanders twice, he didn't let it become a political setback, and the movement did not construe it as a setback. It continued its work, right?
Absolutely. I mean, Bernie Sanders has always been in this fight for the long haul. He started off as a mayor of Burlington. I mean, even before that, he was an activist. So he's been doing this forever. And far from him being focused on himself or his own campaigns, he's always very clearly understood his role in his campaign to be seeding something for the future. And we saw it, with the election of AOC, and we saw it in Nevada, and now we see it with Mamdani, who really, to his credit, really credits Bernie Sanders with being the inspiration. And it's just, if you have any sense of American history, Bernie Sanders comes out of the 1960s. As I said, he was born in Brooklyn. He was the son of immigrants, working class. This is a campaign now with Mamdani where you just see the torch of American progressive history just being passed to a new generation. And I have to just say, it's hard not to get emotional and excited about the fact that this new generation is immigrants, is from, in Mamdani's case, South Asia. And it just reprises a story of American history that was mostly about Eastern Europe, but now reflects the new global economy and the new global reality.